So the first evaluation question is, in what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So to present my media products, I use YouTube, a website blog and Facebook. The website blog is called blog.com. So what are the genre conventions? So for digipacks, here I have some front covers from my genre or a similar genre that I'm going to talk through. My main inspiration for my digipack front cover is the album Take That, Progress. It's a different take on Evolution. The title is small and the album name is small. It's up on the left hand corner. There's no other writing, it's pretty simple, and the yellow and brown stand out. Other albums that code to convention, Arctic Monkeys, Rihanna, Ed Sheeran. Most of them have close-ups of the artist, so it gives them a motif, the demands of the record label. But also there's arty ones, contemporary with a bit of conceptual background to it. So this is my digipack front cover. As you can see, I followed the evolution from Take That, and my title and the album name is quite big in comparison to Take That and other likes, which I'll talk through in a bit. Here's some other examples. As you can see, Imagine Dragons is alternative rock. It's got a conceptual album cover, whereas pop type music has a close-up or medium shot of the artist. Now, digipacks as a whole, as you can see from these examples that I'm going to put through, they follow a theme, a particular colour layout, and are very similar to the other slides on the digipack, so it's a continuous sort of artwork. The picture of the album front cover is always on the digipack advert, so there's some images of another digipack. The digipack advert conventions, and it follows the same sort of theme to the actual digipack, and uses probably the actual font. There's always a close-up of the artist. However, you can see in the Katy Perry shot, it's a long shot, but it does feature her face. It is recognisable. Meghan Trainor, it's the same image from the digipack front cover, but this time the font on the left is quite large, even though it's the same font, it's the same colours. It's very pop music-y with the different colours, the bright blue, the pinks. And it's again got the featuring different songs, the new singles and all that. However, this one doesn't have a picture of the digipack front cover, and I think that's because it's the same image as the front cover, so I don't think she really needs it, because it'll already be recognisable. Okay, so let's look at some conventions of music videos. So we have narrative common conventions. So a narrative presents a sequence of events or tells a story. It is in a linear format, so it's continuous. They normally follow similar patterns, such as Tortoros's theory of equilibrium, where it starts off with a problem, they go on a journey, and then a solution is found and it's a happy ending. Switchenberg in 1992 states that action in the story is dominated by males, whilst females passively react or wait. So I went onto YouTube, and these are two videos that I found to have a strong narrative. Okay, so performance common conventions. Performance is the most common type of video, according to Firth, which he stated in 1988. Performance features star, like the star or group, singing in concert to screaming fans. This is particularly relevant in Mumford & Sons' I Will Wait. They also remind the viewer that the soundtrack is important in the video. This is backed up by Gow in 1992, as he says, performance orientates that the recording of the music is the most significant element. So, conceptual common conventions. These type of videos relies on metaphors and poetic form. They make significant use of the visual effects to attract the eyes as well as the ears. This was set by Lorch in 1988. This is particularly emphasised in Imagine Dragons It's Time. The lead singer starts floating in the air, which is down to the visual effects. Conceptual music videos create a mood and atmosphere. They can seem confusing at first, however there is multiple meanings behind them so that the interpretation can be personal to the reader and their experiences. This sort of goes along with Stuart Hall's negotiated reading theory, because the viewer may pick up on the meaning of the music video that the director's trying to get across, however they may interpret in a different way. And there are a few music videos, well, most music videos that are a mixed bag. So a mixed bag music video is a combination of all three: conceptual, performance and narrative. They allow a wider target audience because it can cross over to multiple audience types. It's more exciting and there's more shots, you don't just get one over the other. So how I conformed in my music video, the narrative perspective of it, I used Torgeron's Equilibrium. It has a happy ending, there's a problem that is solved, and he goes through a journey in his music video. I'm just going to play this for you, so you can see that. Slight clip. Facial expressions, it goes from black and white to normal colours. The clothes move from blue to red, so it sort of shows that journey. Connotes his mood, the weather, the rain and the downpour. It's all the mise-en-scène of a narrative. Performance element, I tried to add this into the end of my music video to follow that convention. The song is sung in concert, not by Tom the actor, but by the actual band, but I just think it adds a realistic element to it, so I'm just going to play this for you. As you can see, there's a lot of fans, it's very arena style, and I just wanted to add that performance element in. Also the performance you can see with lyrics and visuals, and the music and visuals as said by Andrew Goodwin. Conceptual, I use in my music video as the water. The water splashes on his face, and it's like a connotation that he is cleansing himself of all the bad things that has happened, as well as being downpoured by a hose which looks like rain. He's sort of washing off all those bad memories and he's becoming a new person. It sheds a skin off him. I'll just show you this. In terms of my digipack, how I conformed, I used a title. Obviously I used the artist. It's very simple, it's just them, it's nothing else on the page. The artist is featured, even though it's not a close-up. There's a colour theme, there's yellow and black, it's pretty obvious, and throughout the whole digipack there's a radioactive symbol, so that theme carries on. How I conformed to conventions in my digipack advert, there are reviews, which most adverts do contain. I'm still using the artist's face, so I'm creating his motif. It's the same title font. There's still the colour theme of yellow and black, however I've just introduced a bit of green. And it can be linked to the digipack because the dragon used is the same on the digipack. So how did I challenge certain conventions? Did I make a conscious decision? Yes, I wanted to go outside of the box. And how did I do this? So from a digipack, the size of the title and the position of the title is not what you call conventional. It's in the middle, it's quite big, it's not small, it's in your face. And I wanted to do this because it's probably not as recognisable, so by putting it straight in the middle it gives a motif. It's not a close-up. Normally I have a close-up of the face to the demands of the record label, but this time I've decided to challenge that by doing the evolution of Tom, just because I think he's more recognisable in the digipack advert. There's pictures of him in the digipack, you've got a close-up of his eye, a medium shot and a two-shot as well. For the digipack advert, I challenged conventions because there are different colours to the digipack. The use of green, you don't see that on the digipack. If I just go back, you don't see any green on there, but I used that in the advert. I used it mainly to go with the dragon, because that was greener and didn't want it to be disconnected and all over the place. I didn't show Tom's face again, but you can see an over the shoulder shot. I guess it is sort of conceptual in the fact that you see the dragon, not Tom. How I challenged conventions in my music video is next. So for the mise-en-scène, I don't think I challenged much with the mise-en-scène. I followed it very conventionally, you know, with the clothes connoting his feelings, blue tops to red tops. And instead of using clips of actual zombies, I used Tom's face with a radioactive symbol. However, I think I challenged conventions because typically you don't really see an X-ray filter on many music videos. Like, the editing and transitions are very basic from what I've picked up, so I challenged that by adding something a bit different, a bit out there. Also, non-diegetic sounds at the beginning. The intro with the TV static is not too conventional, however, because it's mostly narrative, I think it adds to that narrative element, so maybe it is more conforming to conventions rather than challenging them. The camera, the underwater shot is unsteady, it's more handheld. Most shots are, because I didn't want to add it to be fake, it was more to go along with the narrative type thing. And when I look at music videos in general, I see that most of the shots are not handheld, you know, they're very straight, so you can actually get a feel for the narrative rather than the jilting camera, but I challenged that because I wanted it to jilt, to give it a more realistic factor. So, did I develop any conventions? Did I create my own? To be honest, the only thing that I think I have developed is this form of a depression and mental illness narrative. You know, after some extensive research on music videos, I don't think I found anything that just focuses on that. Rather, it's, oh, he's feeling a bit moody because he's broken up with his girlfriend or something like that. There's nothing that actually states the progression of depression, so I think I've created a genre where depression and mental illness should be talked about in music videos. It should represent what it actually is rather than all the stigma attached to it. And that is the answer for evaluation question 1. Thank you for listening.